Gonna give a little jingle. Gonna give a little jingle.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell.
Welcome, Ninja Village, to another episode of Car Chronicles Reviews with the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. You have myself, Scooter Ray, Cosmic Boss, the Pale Girl that Run Your Miss, and we are live. Well, not live from, but live from Texas Frightmare Weekend.
Dallas, Irving, Texas.
Here in Irving, Texas, and this is Texas's premier horror convention, the biggest, the numero uno, the big dog. And it was a 3-day weekend, and this is day 3. And we went all three. While the run over there giving y'all that mean mug. And what a time to be had. The setting, once again, at the Irving Convention Center, the guest list was top tier, and overall, it was a time to be had. What say you, my ninjas?
Jingle bell.
It was definitely a brand new, just great experience overall 2025. So we came here, the last few years, and it's just been getting better and better each time. And so shout out to the staff over at Texas Frightmare, because they know how to organize a convention event.
Facts.
Like much better than any other people do it in Texas. So they are the best at what they do, and they put on a great convention, and it is a blast each and every time.
Yep. Oh, I'm sorry, jingle bell. Yes, I agree. Y'all have to excuse my voice. Just accept it. Texas Frightmare never disappoints. Now, I don't care how many times I've come here, it never disappoints. Always an amazing lineup, always great people, always awesome camaraderie, awesome vendors. I never have any complaints about Texas Frightmare. And this year is no different.
All right, just to run down this guest list, and I'm going to try to round them all off to let y'all know the depth of who was there. You had Adam Marcus, Alicia Weir, Alyssa Sutherland, Barbara Crampton, Betsy Baker, Bill Duke, Bloody Bill Pond, Bruce Abbott, legendary, Bruce Campbell, the legend. You had Chelsea Rebecca, one half of Dead Meat, and the other half is there when I get to him. You got Cole Sprouse, Damian Leone, Dana Lorenzo, Daniel Pearl, David Howard Thornton, David Narden, Devin Sawa, Elliot Fulham, Gary Pullen, Griffin Doon, Hal Delrich, James A. Janice, the other half of Dead Meat, James Wallace, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Jason, I do not want to mess up your last name, so I'll not say it, but Jason K., Jeffrey Combs, Joe Begos, Kane Harder, Kelly Wilson, Kevin Dillon, Kevin Duran, Lauren Lavera, the legendary Linda Blair, Mark Duplass, Matt Ryan Tobin, Melissa Barea, Patricia Arquette, Patrick Bryce, Paul Saffin, Ray Santiago, Richard Chavez, Rosanna Arquette, Sandy King, Shawnee Smith, Sybil Dannon, Teresa Tilley, Timothy Pittites, that's how you say it, Tom Devlin, the legendary, the man, the just walking aura, Tom Savini, and Wayne Bell. Those were the guest lists of this year's. And as y'all heard, it was some Evil Dead folks there.
Yes,
there
sir.
was some Scream / Abigail people there. Predator, or a miniature Predator reunion. And yeah, and of course, it doesn't go without saying we have our spoils and some of our people we met, because on Friday, Boss and I got a chance to meet Jasmine Savoy Brown and Melissa Barea, and I once again got a chance to meet I just said it's Kevin Durant.
Yes, sir.
When I got an autograph, which we'll show off in a bit. Jasmine Savoy Brown there. You know what I'm saying? Gaze upon, be jealous. Be jealous once again. Big jealous.
Miss Berea.
So, you know, for the recent Scream movies, and of course Melissa Berea, also Abigail as well. And yeah, so to give a quick rundown of our experience on Friday, we were told last year Friday was the way to go. I guess everybody got that intel.
Yeah, very much so.
Because Friday was the way to go, but everybody else heard that too. But it was still cool. We still got a chance to meet our people. We still got a chance to get some autographs, but Friday was pretty thick. But from Friday, like I said, you know, Clown in the Cornfield, if y'all got a chance to see the movie, y'all know Kevin Durant plays Arthur Hill. And, you know, I got that autograph. And for those in the know, you don't fuck with Friendo. That's what he autographed. Don't fuck with Friendo. And then with Jasmine and Melissa, they autographed this Ghostface Pop here. And they did autograph some pictures that I don't know if we have readily available, but we did get some photos autographed as well.
This is for me. Beautiful Jasmine Savoy Brown and the beautiful Melissa Berea. I was not able to attend on Friday due to me being a little under the weather. So these nice, kind men that I met on the corner, they decided to go.
So with that being said, this is gonna just turn into the Boston Scoop show.
Right.
All right, boss, go ahead and let them know what you hauled in on Friday.
So before we get to the pictures, the main booth I shopped at this year was Spicy Donut. So if you haven't seen their artwork, you can look them up. They do like the slashers and horror movie and sci-fi characters in the style of Cuphead, which is in the style of like 1930s and 40s Disney cartoons from the Betty Boop and old Mickey Mouse era. So they do a lot of dope stuff. And I got this free bag, but got some art pieces with it. And so just going to show one of those off. Well, yeah, we'll show them all. Yeah, you can pull them out, Scoop.
Wait, are any of them safe for work?
One of them is not. So
okay.
Yeah, one of them is not.
Boss, boss like
the other four are. Yeah. So that's April O'Neil.
See, this one ain't safe for work. This one ain't safe for you.
Yeah, so and that's Domino, from Deadpool 2 and Marvel fame. We have Queen of the Damned right there. We have Elvira. And so those are the four pieces. And I also got this limited edition con exclusive big print of one of the best ever.
I don't know if I'm kind of just
BioShock. And so, yes, sir.
Big BioShock. All right. And that was from Spicy Donut.
Yes, sir.
Which I like that name, by the way. That's a very catchy name.
All right. And then I went to another booth.
Saturday.
And it's One Man Riot is the name of the artist. And this is basically Scooby-Doo and Jason Voorhees mashup. And so it's done on them felt art prints that we all had as kids that we used to color on. And beautiful piece.
And you finally got a chance to meet someone.
Oh, I got to meet some people this year. And so first up.
No. We on Friday.
We're on Friday. So Friday, I finally got to meet Alyssa Sutherland after missing her at a previous convention. And she put a quote on there as special request because everybody else was getting another quote. So I wanted to be a little bit different. And she signed it. She was a joy to speak to. She is just beyond dope. And that is pretty much my Friday haul. So.
And then come Friday, of course, Saturday was Evil Dead Day. I was dressed as Ash, Evil Dead 1.
I was dressed as S-Mart Ash from Ash versus Evil Dead.
And I was dressed as Linda from Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a chance to not only get a chance to dress as Evil Dead, but we also got a chance to meet some people and, you know, get some autographs. So, Aranya, that you.
Yeah. So, if anyone doesn't know, Evil Dead is my favorite. Okay, and I had been looking very much so forward to meeting people from the Evil Dead franchise, the original. Everyone was there except for Cheryl. I don't know her real name. Okay, but I had the pleasure of meeting the person that I cosplayed as, and her name is Miss Betsy Baker. She's an amazing human, sweet as can be. She is just a delight and a joy, and she really enjoyed my cosplay. And she decided that she was going to add, when she cosplayed, the necklace to her cosplay, because I had on the necklace. If anyone is familiar with the film, Ash and Linda are a couple, and Ash gives Linda this magnifying glass necklace, and that's like a key point. And so I had on the necklace and with my cosplay, and she said, "Oh," she was like, yeah, I actually need to add that." She was like, "What a great addition!" And I was like, "Thank you." She was telling me I looked awesome, and here she is.
With that Kandarian dagger.
Yeah, that's the original Kandarian dagger. And so then I went to Betsy, who is Teresa Tilly, and Betsy. Shelly, that's her character's name. Shelly is one of the, I guess you could call them victims of the cabin. She gets possessed. She's a very sweet lady. She asked me some interesting questions, which I wasn't really prepared for, but she asked me why I had a horror room. She was like, she said that she asked someone why they loved horror, why they chose horror before. And the person told her that if they see something in horror that's bad,
they said Evil Dead for sure.
What?
She said Evil Dead. She said that why was that person's movie was Evil Dead.
Right, but we were talking about when we were talking about my room, you know, she was like, when they see something that's really bad, then it means that whatever's going on in their life isn't that bad. And I was like, okay. I was like, that's understandable. So she was like, you know, why do you love your horror room? Why is that your favorite place? And I told her, I said, well, I said, have you seen the Titanic? And she said, yeah. I said, remember at the end of Rose's life, how she had all of these pictures of things that she had done. I said, that's the way I feel. You know, when I know growing up watching horror, I see all these people that, you know, I fell in love with, and I finally get to meet them and shake their hand and give them a hug and take a picture. I said, so that is absolutely my happy place. That is absolutely my happy place where I want to be, and, you know, things of that nature. I said, so I said, what rom-coms are to you is what horror is to me. And she was like, I get it. I get it. So that was a really cute moment because no one ever asked us questions. And here is her autograph on the picture where she bit her arm off, because that's apparently what people do. You know, they bite their arm off if it's possessed. And, you know, they spit blue stuff. So she signed it Yummy, which I thought was pretty funny. And she said, join us. Join us. So then I went on to meet Cal Dietrich. I think Dietrich. Is that Dietrich? Dietrich. He played Scotty in Evil Dead. And for those who don't know, Scotty is truly the MVP of Evil Dead, not Ash. And I was able to relay that to him. I said, you are the absolute MVP. He was like, yeah. He was like, you know, he was like, Ash is chicken shit. I was like, exactly. I was like, Ash was not a hero. He just happened to fall into, you know, not dying. I was like, but I said, you actually were the aggressor. And he said, yeah. He goes, I came back to life. And I said, but you are the coin toss. You're the one who makes the franchise weird. And he was like, why? And I said, do you realize that you are the only one who died? I said, you died from injuries due to the forest. I said, everyone else was just possessed by whatever. I said, but you actually died and came back. And he goes, oh shit. He goes, I didn't realize that. And I was like, yeah. I was like, so see, I said that makes you special. You know, I was like, and it's an honor to meet you. Like, I think you're awesome and dope. So he was super sweet, super duper sweet, super nice. And he told me that if Bruce Campbell gave me a hard time to kick him. And I was like, yeah, it's not gonna be a thing because you know they'll press charges and it'll be sad. So I thought that was pretty funny.
The legend, the MVP himself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like he's chill. He's a very chill guy.
Yeah.
And it's just so amazing because again, y'all, you have no idea how many times I've seen Evil Dead. Like I know it by heart. And it was my pleasure and honor to actually cosplay as one of the members of that movie because I've literally watched this since I was a child and just love the characters, especially Linda, because she is the most dangerous. And here is his autograph where he sat up after being dead. He sat up in the back. Ash has no clue. Ash is over here.
And he also told you something too. That was his favorite photo.
Oh yeah, he did say this was
he
his
said
favorite.
That was his favorite moment.
Because he was like, I came back.
Yeah.
He was like, I came back. I was like, he did. Ash over there is oblivious to the fact that Scotty just sat up after he tried to pour liquor in his mouth and discovered that he was dead. So yeah, like it was amazing. They are amazing humans. And I cannot express how honored and excited I am to have said that I was able to meet.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time coming for your boy, I finally got a chance to not only lay eyes, but meet Devin Saw. If you don't know, Idle Hands, Final Destination, the first one. He was Zeke Hobbs in Hard Eyes and other movies, but got that autograph. If you've seen Idle Hands, you know that movie is a joy.
Mm-hmm.
And the quote, Scoop, my fucking hand. Because we know the hand, bye-bye. And I also got a chance to ask him a very good question that I will not divulge here. So stay tuned with that. But we did get a chance to chop it up and talk a little bit, mainly about Hard Eyes. But it was good to, just like how Aranya said earlier, it's good to meet people that you see in these movies and you fall in love with these movies. And, you know, you'll think to yourself, there's no way I'm in Houston. They're usually in New York or in Hollywood. I never get a chance to see some of these people, especially in horror movie sense. But you get places like Frightmare and Houston Horror and Days of Dead and was it Monsterpalooza and Son of Monsterpalooza and everywhere else all over that caters to, let's get these horror icons, let's get these horror people, so that way people get a chance to finally meet these people. And hey, we was able to meet all of these people under one roof.
Yep.
All right, boss.
And then we got to meet some Evil Dead people.
It was you.
Yeah, mainly me.
You.
So
No. You got to meet more.
I got to meet more Evil Dead people. So Evil Dead is my favorite horror franchise. Like, just bar none. I love it to death, especially the movies and the show. And they had cast members of the show there this year. And so first up, I got to meet Dana DeLorenzo. And just, she is one of the most awesomest people you can meet at a con. She's so animated, so damn nice. And just had little setups, was talking to everybody for a good 5 to 10 minutes and just posing you, doing all kinds of crazy stuff, asking you questions.
She was bubbly.
She was very
like watching her from a distance. She
like
was
just
bubbly.
very. And then I got to meet Ray Santiago from the show, who played Pedro, and it was, man, another great cast member of the show. Is just one of the big trio, and it's just, he was awesome to talk to as well. And like, man, just seeing the Ash versus Evil Dead crew there. And then
now we said we was going there for Bruce Campbell. Unfortunately, we didn't get Bruce Campbell.
Right.
Because Bruce Campbell's line was just
crazy.
No.
Right.
But luckily, the thinking, so we was able to at least secure this.
Yes, sir.
And yes, Bruce Campbell is burying an axe in my neck meat.
And
Per
no,
my request.
I do not look like a hidden character. It's just the lighting in this room. But yes, we did get a chance to do a photo op with Bruce Campbell. And yeah, though it was brief, you still, you know how like the kids love to talk about aura?
Yes.
You feel, hey, Bruce be having that shit on, fam. Bruce don't be coming up there bullshit. You can't see him, but Bruce be having that shit on. Bruce ain't coming up there like, man, look, I got some sweats and a tee today. No,
nah.
Bruce be suited and booted, leisure, whatever. Bruce
like
be having that shit
right.
on. Like, I be appreciating the fact that Bruce is like, I ain't half stepping in this, you know. So, but pretty much that was Saturday. Saturday was a time, you know, to see these two meeting people from Evil Dead, and you know, they got a chance to just be in their element, be in their world, you know, because I know, fix your faces. I literally just watched all of those movies this year within the last 2 months. They can't see your face. That's why it's in the small picture, so that way they can't see your face.
You gotta make the other picture go away.
So yes, I recently just seen I can cut the whole screen off and we just be audio, but I just seen those movies for the first time, and I can see why they are as regarded as they are. And you know, this one had to have a little photo shoot.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? She had to get her Linda bars in.
Of course.
But yeah, and as you see, day 3, we are in our clown and clown adjacent regalia.
Yes, sir.
And you know, the mission today was Patricia Arquette and David Howard Thornton. And for those who's like, that name sounds familiar, but I don't know. He is Art the Clown. And I haven't seen the movies, but from my understanding, he's a brutal bastard.
Very.
He's a brutal bastard.
Very much so.
And as you see, Aranya is dressed as the Pale Girl. And it's funny. When you see him, you like, nah.
Right.
You like, nah. There's no way that's the man doing the things in the film. That's the man. It's nice. Very nice. He's easy to talk to. He didn't seem like one of them dudes that was just like, all right, hurry this shit up. Let's go. Right. You know, since you know Aranya's voice. But let me see said photo. You know, we got the autograph from Mr. Thornton himself. That's what message did he get? Oh, kill him with a smile. Shout out to All Ego Ethan Page. You know, I got to sneak wrestling bars in there at some point. But in the photo itself, but yeah, he like I said, he was cool. He was like, let's do it. Photo itself. You know what I'm saying? He had his little tiny hat.
Oh boy, my first time laying eyes on it.
He had this little tiny hat. There we go. But yeah,
and he had his horn. Don't forget.
And he had the horn. Like he was doing. Now, was he supposed to be in full costume at some point?
I think for his photo op.
For the photo op, he was doing it. Okay, but and his line was lining.
Oh yeah,
like his line was lining. Like to be honest, the people who you may not have expect their line to be lining was lining. I mean, of course, we know Bruce Campbell, but the other two castmates, Elliot and Lauren, their line was lining. Melissa and Jasmine, Alyssa Sutherland, the other two members, actually, all the people from Evil Dead, like people had lines.
Cole Sprouse.
Cole Sprouse. Cole Sprouse was his. How was Patricia?
That line was.
Because you waited there for about a good 4 hours.
Look, we started the day and we had a mission. We had divide and conquer. They sent me upstairs to go get the virtual ticket for Patricia. I got the ticket. They told me immediately, we lining up now. So I was like, all right. I let them know. I got in the line and then waited a little bit. Came back. Well, I had to leave to go get my picture for Sunday. And then Finished that, came downstairs.
Did you get your picture for
Oh, yeah,
Sunday?
yeah,
Which was?
Yeah. So your boy got on the limited edition photo set for the Ash vs. Evil Dead trio. And with just, oh man, that was all three of them. That was just dope. And but yeah, after I got my picture, still had the virtual line ticket for Patricia. Went downstairs. They were still in line for David Horton.
Because he had to take a lunch break.
Right.
And it was like literally we were like a row and a half behind, and they was like, hey, it's about 11 something. He got to go eat, y'all. So he'll be back at like an hour later. And we was like, no.
Indian style on the floor like first graders.
I went down there, saw them waiting. They gave me the cash.
But funny enough, after we got the photo with David Harvey Thornton, we went to go purchase some things, but we were so in the bit. He was still
when they finally got up there. I was still in line. I was the next to be moved into the room to meet her. And when they finally got there, and there she is, the Dream Warrior. Go ahead.
The Dream Warrior. I had the opportunity to tell her that I had a horror room. And so let me explain to y'all why this is very important. Okay? Because I know y'all are just like, okay, who cares? So Kristen is a very important Dream Warrior. Okay? And Rosanna, nope. Patricia Arquette.
Rosanna was there too.
She was there. Shout out to her. Patricia Arquette hadn't done a con before.
This is the first one.
I thought all this time that I've been collecting Dream Warrior stuff that I would never get her autograph because I was just like, well, my wallet is going to be without Kristen, but whatever, we got Nancy, we got Kincaid, stuff like that. So to say that she was going to be somewhere, you could tell, and boss, you can say, you could tell she's not accustomed to cons.
She is very green.
Yeah, she was like, and she asked us, like, she was like, oh, y'all are dressed up. She was like, I love to see that. She was like, do y'all do this a lot? Do y'all like go to cons and stuff? Like, do y'all like to do that kind of stuff? And we were like, oh my God, yes. She's like, y'all dressed up all the time? Yes, we do. She was like, oh, like she was very demure, just kind of reserved and stuff. And you could tell, but it was just amazing to be able to be in the same room with her and get her autograph. And she's nice. She's pleasant. Nothing negative. You know what I mean? I just know she's not used to all the things that have to do with the con.
With the con, yeah.
They can get a little crazy and people,
overwhelming.
Yeah, like that's a lot of people.
People be so excited and just
it could be sensory overload for
exactly.
some people.
And it was best that she was upstairs, kind of secluded, because downstairs, you got a lot of people doing crazy things.
Hey, that one dude. You could have got hands and feet put on you, boy.
He was in line by us.
Was he?
And skipped. Like almost 2 rows somehow.
And we didn't say anything. It was somebody in front of us. They were like, how did he get right there when he was back over?
Yeah. He skipped almost 2 rows.
He started talking. I turned my back because you already know I'm not this person.
But
I turned my back all the way around.
So also other pickups from your boy. I'm a enamel pin collector. So I got the 2 pins. The Texas with Art's horn, and the Jason mask with the Texas on it. These were the con exclusive pins for Frightmare. Also, we got these nice little xenomorph eggs.
Oh, you went back and got the other.
Yes.
One rainbow, one gold, and there's some There's a just twist.
Yeah. When you twist it open, I did not get this gentleman's name, but he did say he's going to be at Houston Horror Film Festival. So, guys, when we do a review for Houston Horror Film Festival, I'll get his name. He wants us to come to the table and check him out. He prints all this stuff. There's a baby xenomorph inside.
And like I said, this one's rainbow.
Face hugger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's really cool. He has lots of different things. He has vials that have the T virus in it. What else was that? Oh, he had cordyceps.
He had them cordyceps.
He had cordyceps.
He had cordyceps. Oh,
he had.
I picked it up. I wasn't sure. I was like, oh God. I was like,
I saw his Resident Evil case with the TG and C virus.
He had cordyceps.
Yeah, that was really gross. But he also has critters that he's made, as well as The basket case is basket case.
Basket case.
Okay, I didn't know if it was. It looks like chewed gum. It's kind of lumpy. But he had several of those. He also had a really detailed xenomorph head, like the bust on a stand that he had created. So
and
like,
hand painted all of that.
Yeah, and he does shirts, not t-shirts, but he had like Hawaiian shirts with different horror themes on them. And he's a cool and talented, really nice guy. I just forgot to get his information yesterday.
Another. Okay.
Oh, so as we know, I have a problem with magnets, and this is the first time I saw a 3D magnet like that. So, due to a tiny fairy pushing me,
that was me. Look, I'm an enabler. Fuck that. Ain't no point. It was me.
I got the Necronomicon from my refrigerator, and that is super exciting, as well as some horror earrings.
It's gonna come through, but yeah.
But, and I got a little Hello Kitty grab thing. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna open it later.
But hey, that was Frightmare weekend.
And shout out to
go.
Remember last year I got the tongue earrings. Everybody still loves the tongue earrings.
Yeah.
Like everybody was like, "Oh my god, are those tongues? I love it."
According to David Howard Thornton, what he said, you had a good taste. Or
yeah, he said.
Or you had a lick on the something like that.
He said you have great taste. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, those were people.
She actually laughed like that for real.
Did,
but it wasn't a fake laugh; it was for real laugh.
Yeah, I don't have a voice.
Yeah.
So there's that. But I'm getting better.
But yeah, Texas Frightmare, once again, shout outs to the people who organized this, put this together. Y'all do an amazing job. Like it is going to be as organized as it's going to be because there's going to be people, going to be folks excited to see these celebrities, shop these vendors, and I appreciate that they don't mess with the layout, that they keep the celebrities on the rim, they keep the shopping on the inside, and if they know a guest is going to be just major, they'll move them to a different floor. Like it's pretty organized. Yeah. Like from the app, from the staff, like you can tell this is one of them things to where they don't just get people and then you asking people questions, they be like,
right.
Yes.
Exactly.
No.
And it's a lot of the same people.
And it's a lot of the same people too. So it's fairly good time. I mean, now of course the downside is if you don't live in Dallas, you'll have to travel. But other than that, to see some of the people you get a chance to see, to just be in the building, to just be in that atmosphere, because once again, this community is so welcoming.
Yes.
You see some good cosplays. You know what I'm saying? You might chat with a future friend or two.
Shout out to the handsome man.
Shout out to the homie who had the Nightmare on Elm Street get up on Saturday. Like he had the whole fit. And then we saw him again today. He had the Menace to Society fit because he had just got through meeting Bill Duke.
Shout out to him.
So, but yeah.
We love to see people of color actually participating as well.
Yes.
Okay. It makes us happy. And he talked to us just like we talked to him.
Yeah.
And it was like we were all at a family reunion. But, it's always a great feeling.
Any last words before we sign on out?
I think we say this every year, and this year is no different. If you have the opportunity to go to a horror con, go. You will meet some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. You'll make friends in line. You'll see a whole bunch of really awesome people. You will really, really enjoy yourself. You don't have to stay all day. You don't have to, inconvenience yourself. You don't have to even meet any celebrities. You can go for the purpose of going just to get an idea of the environment, because you can literally walk by and lay eyes on these celebrities and just be like, oh, wow, this is my experience. And I promise you, you'll come back for more.
Mm-hmm. You ain't even got to do the weekend pass like we do.
Right.
Just get one day, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. If you want to see everything they have to offer, always get Saturday. That's for any con held on the weekend.
If you don't want to be with all the crowd, don't get Saturday.
Very much so. If you're people averse, if you're averse to people, don't do Saturday.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's always a great time at Texas Frightmare, and we will be back next year. We already talked about on Friday and Saturday, like who we think
Yeah,
we'll be
we wanna
meeting next
see and
year.
everything.
So yeah,
I got one more thing to say. You fast pass people. I mean, you VIP people. Y'all know what y'all be doing. I ain't gonna say it on here because I hope to be one of them people next year. But y'all know
we
what
will
y'all
be.
doing.
Ain't no hope. We will.
Y'all know
be.
what y'all be
But
doing.
We
what I'm
will
not
be.
gonna do is
Because it happened to us right
Today.
at David Howard
I
Thornton.
was next, and you have
One of
8
them
things
vips.
to sign.
One of them
8
vips.
things.
He
You just
literally
said
had
pulling shit out of a bag.
literally, and it was like, come on. But y'all know what y'all be doing. You vips.
Yeah.
Y'all some sneaky.
Yeah,
I appreciate it too, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
Next time one of y'all ask me what line this is, I'm gonna tell you somebody completely different.
they got banners, my boy.
They couldn't
But they
read.
still,
true,
they still come up.
true.
Whose line is this?
This
True.
was a kid. He couldn't read. I'm gonna tell him the line is over on the other side.
But whether you love it or hate it, don't forget to rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down, like, share, comment. Let us know if you ever go to a horror convention. Would you go? Have you been? Which ones have you been? Whether you loved it or hated it, anything like that. After you do all of that stuff, make sure you subscribe. After you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified for any videos that get posted on the channel. Thank y'all for tuning in. The Three Ninjas, we are out. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, sleep tight. And don't check for things under the bed.
Nah, leave them alone. That's their apartment. They pay good rent there.
Peace. Hit the wrong button.